Go ahead, Ken.
Ken Kreitzer, Cam Vets Media at Army football practice. Black Knight's getting set to play Tulsa. Have a chance to talk to senior offensive tackle Connor Finucane. Connor, good to see you. How is it for you just to be out here a fifth year with your teammates and having a good start to the season?
Absolutely the best opportunity in the world, just to rejoin the brotherhood and keep playing football for the academy.
Connor, maybe take us through a little bit. Last season, you finished the Army-Navy game with a great win, and you probably thought that was going to be your last game. Take us through a little bit of your off-season. What Coach Munkin said, you worked tremendously hard on preparing for Army commissioning, and just take us through a little bit of that.
Yeah, so after the Army-Navy game, I did some work and figured out that like doing some commissioning like paperwork and stuff, that I would need a waiver for some medical stuff that happened in the season. And so that's when we had to take that medical leave from January to May. So I was just not at the academy, not with the team for then, thinking the football career is over. And then so I come back, knew I was going to do the spring semester or the fall semester in 2024, which I'm in right now, just to graduate and get out of here. And so this summer I did Beast and Air Assault, and then just kind of the opportunity presented itself for a bunch of graduation requirements got completed, and there was no reason really not for me to play football. And so very thankful that the powers that be, the superintendent, the commandant, and Coach Munkin and Mr. Mike Buddy have allowed me just to come back and play, because it's just a great opportunity to come back.
Oh, that's great. Now, Coach Munkin said you did a lot of work preparing for Army duty and for Army physical fitness tests, and you dropped a lot of weight. What weight did you get down to?
Yeah, I was about 245 in beginning of August, because I did the cadet basic training detail as a platoon leader for pretty much the month of June, and then from late July to the beginning of August, I was in air assault school. And then I had to pass the indoor obstacle course test here, the IOCT, and that kind of requires you to be a little bit smaller.
Well, I had a chance to talk to Alejandro Villanueva when he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he talked about coming back from Army duty overseas and then having to build up again to go from Army shape to football shape at the NFL level. How has it been for you to get back into football shape?
Really not that bad. I got into camp. The biggest hurdle was just putting the weight back on. So I had to go from, what's today, October 2nd. So from like August 1st to October 2nd, that's just two big, like 60 days just weight gain to get back in the weight room. Because I wasn't really lifting in the summer. It was a lot of like Army PRT and kind of air assault type of workouts and just running. And so just really focused on putting the weight back. Our dietitian and nutrition staff and Coach Connor Hughes have done a great job, and now I'm back up pushing like 295, 300 right now.
Well, that's terrific how you've gotten back in shape. How do you feel about your role on the team? The team's off to a great start. The offense is playing very well. You've been playing right tackle, and I love that pulling play when you're out in front of Bryson out. You did that a couple of times against Temple and really got rid of a few defenders. How is it for you, just like your role this year on the team?
Yeah, I mean, it's great to come back and just kind of be that older guy flying the room, watching guys like Lucas Scott and Bryson and Cody and Kyle Lewis and Max lead the team right now. Obviously, it's interesting coming back from a team captain role and kind of getting re-inculcated into the team as just a senior player on the team, which is a great leadership development opportunity for me, and it's great to be able to support those guys because they're such great leaders in the room.
And you're set for graduation in December and commissioning?
That's correct.
And what part of the Army are you going to?
So I'm infantry branched.
That's great. Well, congratulations. Great to see you. We have some colleagues online.
Go ahead, Joe, on Zoom.
Hey, Connor, Joe Iacono with GoBlackKnights.com. First question, kind of piggybacking off what you and Ken were just talking about. Regarding the summer, did you always have in your mind as a goal to get back to the football team, to the brotherhood, and have an opportunity to start this year?
Not really at all. Definitely, that's why I got so small, is I didn't really think I was going to play at all. And so that's kind of why I got so little, to sum that up. And so I kind of just performed in those leadership or duties and those details in the summer, and then just the opportunity presented itself, and just took that opportunity to come back.
And what does it feel like, now that you are back, you guys are 4-0, the offensive line's played really, really well. Army's the #1 rushing team in the nation, in no small part due to the effort of you and the rest of the mob. What's this season felt like for you?
To be honest, it's very similar to past seasons in a sense of like the processes and just kind of the operational aspect of it. Like practice is the same, meetings are the same. It's just I think this year as a collective program and team, we've just done a very good job preparing and executing. And I think out of the 5 years I've been here, it's just the most productive culture we've had. Probably the best senior leadership. Like those guys that I mentioned are doing an excellent job. And really just playing all 3 phases, offense, defense, special teams, and executing what Coach Monk has asked us to do. And it's just showed up in every game.
And how has, you guys have some great position coaches and Coach Beatty and Coach Drinkle. How have they helped you develop and kind of get back to form this year?
So obviously we switched up from 2 years ago, very, very option under center focused. And then last year, kind of kicked it back in the gun and did some different schemes, throwing the ball a little bit more, spreading it out. And now this year we're kind of back in the middle between that, not quite as under center we were 2 years ago, but not quite as spread out we were last year. And so Coach Drinkle and Coach Worley and Coach Beatty have just made that transition for me seamless, kind of playing in all 3 systems. And so they just helped me out. They make it very simple for everybody. Thank you.
We'll go to Ken.
Ken McMillan, time trial record.
How's it going?
Good. Connor, how did you find out that you could play football again? Who told you, or did you inquire?
Yeah, so Coach Munkin actually just brought me in after I had graduated air assault, and I was asked to complete the obstacle course test, the IOCT, and after completion of that, I was just welcomed back to the team. They were about a week into camp.
But was it a matter of you going to him going to you and saying, hey, you know what, you can play another year?
He brought it up, Coach Monk.
And your initial thought when he said that?
Just feelings of joy, to be honest. Like everybody wants to play football for as long as they can, especially when you get to be in the brotherhood again.
But it's a change of mindset because you were closed off, you were done.
Yeah, so I thought the safety that Bryson took to ice the game against Navy was the last football snap I'd ever play. And so obviously that's like a completely different life, changes the course of my life in this short span while I'm at the academy. So for the better, in my opinion.
Okay, so Connor, you returned back to the team for fall practice. From day one, how ready were you to play ball, or did you know that no, I got some work to do here?
Yeah, so I actually took the first 10, 12 days with the fours, running with the fours, because I was weighing in about 250. So I was about as good as maybe some of the prepsters coming out of high school. And then just as I got the weight back on and the coaches kind of helped me get back into where I needed to be physically, I kind of started being more prepared to play.
So you felt physically not strong enough at that point to the level that you were accustomed to?
Yeah, not at all. Like in the weight room, 200 pounds off of each lift. It was pretty extreme. But thankfully the conditioning was there from what I was doing this summer. So all I really had to do was just eat and lift. And I'm honestly probably had a better body composition than I was playing at last year.
Okay, so other than the weight gain and all, how accustomed, you're an experienced football player. Did you feel like you lost a step as far as knowing what to do and just the timing and everything? Or did that come pretty quick?
No, to be honest, it probably took 2-3 plays of the first practice and just getting back into it. Thankfully, obviously I played a bunch of games here, and I think that experience has helped me out.
You are obviously a former leader of this team, and as you just said before, you come back not as a captain, and so it's a sort of a different role, but then again, you're an officer, or going to be, ahead of most of these guys. So just tell me about that dynamic of leadership and.
So yeah, so like in the Army, I don't know if you're familiar, like you're gonna, after you get out of your basic officer leadership course, so like IBOLIC for me, and then I'll go to Ranger School and maybe some other specialty schools, and then you'll get your platoon leadership time. After that platoon leadership time, you might have a broadening role as like a administrative officer or like a staff officer where you're not directly in charge of a bunch of people. So that's kind of how I would equate this role as my team is right now, is kind of just a subject matter expert, having a lot of experience and some wisdom on technical expertise. But my role right now is not to be the voice of the team or the pillar of the culture in which guys are looking up to, and more just setting a standard and modeling behavior instead of trying to alter a bunch of guys' behavior. Because that leadership capital was not with me, because I wasn't with the guys in the off season and mat drills and summer lifting and spring football. So I'd be remiss to come in and try to take reins again. That'd be a poor leadership move.
Okay, but in the same sense, you do have the experience. So, I mean, I'm sure some of the younger guys are tapping into your knowledge and experience.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if guys come to me, I'm be the first one to help them out. Just trying to do anything I can to contribute to the overall team. Bringing up the bottoms, like teaching the younger guys the scheme, and just one tip here or there for the older guys. Because really, all of the guys right now that are traveling to the games and practicing with the varsity team are very, very squared away. There's not one guy that doesn't know what he's doing at all. Everybody's on the same page.
Now that you're 5, 6, 7 weeks into this, do you feel normal again? Do you feel like you're the old Connor on the field? And follow up to that is, again, you're faced with 5, 7, 8 weeks from now. It's all over again.
So yeah, I mean, it really just feels like another season for me. It's nothing really special. Biggest change is I'm playing on the left side, which I've never done. I mean, school's the same, lifts are kind of the same. It's just my 8th semester here, kind of same old. And yeah, so with the graduation coming up, that's definitely shortly away. I think less than 80 days now, and making that transition into the infantry branch.
Hey, I wanted to ask you a general question about the offensive line this year. You guys are doing a hell of a job out there. You were with the team last year and the previous years. What is it that's working so well this year and maybe was missing last year?
Yeah, I really just think as a whole, offensive unit, including the coaching staff, players, offensive line, this is the best everyone has kind of come together as one unit. Coach Worley's done an outstanding job setting the tone of the culture and the expectations of each position group, and then each position leader in each room. So like the seniors in those position rooms they're all at the same page at their levels, like Bryson, Miles Stewart, Casey Reynolds, Cam Scher, guys in the B-back room, David Cross in the tight end room, Lucas Scott in the offensive line room. They're all on the same page with the same culture. And not necessarily that wasn't happening, it's just happening to a very, very high level right now. And there's talented players at all positions, and then we're just kind of following Coach Muckin's plan, and it's working out.
But from a technical standpoint, are you getting better thrust off the line, or are you guys holding blocks better?
Yeah, I think in the first 4 games, we can certainly do a better job getting that initial push and sustaining blocks, but it is happening and we've gotten better as the season's going on, being more consistent with that, and there's certainly ways to improve. But I think another point is the guys are very strong right now in the weight room. Coach Hughes has done a very good job, and just taking that next step and kind of developing their bodies, I think, is making a difference on the field.
Last thing, you mentioned first thing about it was a medical issue that allowed you to get this time. What was it, if you don't mind?
So yeah, Coach Muckin would speak on like the injuries and medical issues, but I wouldn't be able to commission in the May slot because I would need a waiver and I needed time to recover from that. And so my only really option was to just spend more time at the academy.
Okay, cool. Thank you for your time this evening.
Yeah, thank you.
Sal, you can wrap us up.
Yeah, hey Connor, Sal from Black Knight Nation. Thanks for the time. Wanted to ask you about can you talk about the appreciation you have to extend your career and how that might be motivation for you?
So yeah, I think if you ask any former Army football brother if they would come back and play even just 1 or 2 more series in a game, they'd say, yeah. So get the opportunity to come back and join my brothers for a whole season is outstanding. There's really no better feeling to be back and hanging out with the guys, be back in the program. And so, yeah, it's now where I thought I played my last snap. I get a whole other season, even though no game's really guaranteed. It's just playing a lot freer, having a lot of fun, just kind of playing loose.
Yeah, just in gaining the weight that you have, has there been a particular food that you've start to like a little bit more, or found out that you can, that'll help you gain it back, or no?
Yeah, Nestle Very High Calorie Boost, 530 calories a pop. Just drink 2 probably every 2 hours for the first couple weeks of camp. A lot of dairy products.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
You're all set.
I appreciate it.